It's Tuesday. We're back. How's everybody doing today? Let's see who we have. Sunrise Water Media, aka the Running Man. Harley. Howdy. Eat More Possum. Yellow Rose Drone, live from the front seat. And Ben T is in the house. Ben, we missed you on Saturday. Well, I don't know about we. I missed you on Saturday. I don't think Chris would miss anybody. But we have a few things to chat about today. I think the thing is, the one thing that I don't quite understand. Let's start with this thing here. Where is it at? Let me see if I can bring that in here. Let's do it like this. So we'll do that, and we'll do that. So I can share this. And here we go. Let me make this big. Well, I guess we can all read that. Anyhow, this is the battery label for the DJI Mavic 3. And you will notice the battery voltage on that thing. And that has me highly concerned. At 15.4 volt, that makes it a 4S high voltage. Usually a nominal voltage for 4S battery is 14.8. No, this is 15.4. So that makes it high voltage. And you may wonder if does it really make a difference? Yes, it does. What we're seeing was LiPo batteries was high voltage. They just don't last. There's Oliver Lang. He done gave up on high voltage batteries. He was actually a proponent for high voltage batteries until he found out 40 charge cycles and the things are done. So, and knowing DJI, the battery's going to be what, $120 bill? Probably more than that. 4S 5,000. Let's see. The DJI FPV battery was 150 for a 6S, was half that amperage rating. So, $150 for a battery? Yeah, I don't know about that. And I think the only good thing about it is they don't pop in from the top anymore like they used to. Because once the battery go bad and starts falling, you can't get them in the holder anymore like we had it with some of the other batteries. Yeah, I'm somewhat concerned. Don't know what to think of all that. And Woody is in the house. Hey, Paul. Our designated Brett. Can you still get gas over there, Paul? Because I'm hearing your trucks quit running because you don't have any truck drivers anymore because you exited from the UK and EU, and all your truck drivers were foreigners, and they all went back home, left you high and dry. At least that's what the story is around here. Arizona Drone Dude, howdy. So, and I received a bag of goodies today. So I was going to show it off with my overhead camera, but that blessed thing don't want to focus. So I do have a little something else to share. So just so you know what you missed out on Saturday there, Ben, we have video proof. We do have video to prove our shenanigans. Let's see here. He says he ain't scared of nothing. But damn, he can run fast. And we have proof. You're welcome, Sunrise. He ain't scared of none, but darn, he can run fast. Let's see here. Words. We need to do this. There you go. We had to get a picture, you know. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. There does it go. And then we're going to do that. And we're going to do this. And we're going to do this one. All right, let's go. Take that off. And can I make myself small for a minute? Oh, let's do. Go. I now have you added for the background. So we'll do that. See, you're in the background now. Run, Sunrise, run. Oh, no, it was Forest. Yeah, Sunrise, Forest. Potato. Yeah, we had a little fun. Oh, I got my football back too. Finally. Well, my controller, Chris's football. But anywho, so I finally got a chance to play what's this thing out in the wild, so to speak. Of course, I put Crossfire on it because I don't have anything running on Tracer yet. But let me take this off for a minute. So I added Tracer module. I actually had to revamp mine because I have the Nano module. But for $5, you can buy the plastic housing and swap the guts over. You know what? I actually bought this secondhand, and I've got I got it basically for the price of the standard. So, and there's Flyzo Drones in the house. Howdy, Mikey. But I'm going to be playing with a few things, and I don't know if any of y'all had this problem too, but so my radio so far was the X-Lite, and the X-Lite has the nano interface for modules. So it's this tiny skinny thing. Well, you cannot hook this into that because different form factor, right? Well, Beta FPV to the rescue. Beta FPV has this little gem. Let's see if we can get this to focus. Hello, focus. Will you focus? Well, anyway, you get the idea. So this thing plugs into your back of your radio. Take this little puppy out. This thing will fit in there like so. And now we have the nano hookup. And now we can do that. And we have a multi-protocol module hooked onto this puppy. And you're going to ask me, why did you change over your Crossfire module into the larger case? Easy. In the micro case, you can install some cooling grills, heat deflectors to keep this thing cool, because when you're on at the full 1 watt that this thing is capable of, it'll get really hot otherwise. So I figured a little extra cooling is going to be a good thing. So, and since we're playing with new stuff, I also invested in one of these, because there's a lot of noise on these things as of late. Okay, push this out of here. The Express LRS module, again in nano form factor, because Beta FPV only makes it. And I actually bought this along with this little Duaha, came in a package deal. So I'm going to try this out. I've just today received the receiver, and I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but this thing is absolutely tiny. It's the one with the ceramic antenna. I got my little Beetle up there, and that's where I'm going to try that thing out in. And this kit came with the diamond antenna for the 2.4, so we'll try that out. I think that's gonna be a fun little project. Yeah. So today is gonna be all about upcoming projects with me. I literally just went to the mailbox and got my box of goodies. I also ordered some motors. They finally came in. Some Toka motors. Oh, Maddie. Howdy. You got Maddie in the house, and I see John in the house. So we're gonna this is gonna be for my 6S racer build. 1505. What did they end up being? 2650 motors. Let's see. Yeah, 2650, 1505. A little bigger, get a little extra oomph. So I can sling. I won't do 4-inch, 3.5-inch. I'm gonna give it a little extra fire because it'll be running on the 6S, and everybody's gonna want to know, and so do I, how much does a motor like that weigh? Because the information on the whip is slightly different on it. So with the full wire on it, we're at 12.9 grams. We're going to be cutting a good bit of that wire off, which should bring the weight down some, but does this wire actually weigh 2 grams? Because the way I remember, Diatone was advertising this motor to be like 10.8 grams or something like that without wires. Let's have a look, see. Motors. 1505. Yeah, 10.83. So we got 2 grams of wire. Yeah, I can believe we do. So here, let me share this with you guys. So they're advertised at 10.83, but you don't see any wires on it. So with the wire, we're at 12.8, 12.9 gram. And we're just going to have to deal with that. So wait a minute. Who's following who? Y'all need to get a room, okay? Following each other like that. This is a respectable channel. When Chris ain't here. And I'll leave it up to you which Chris you think I'm talking about. All right, 12.8 grams is what it says in the specs. So we're good. We're good. So anywho's, so that's the motors. I bought some different screws and stuff, but I guess I don't have to show those off. What else I have? Oh, yeah. Since I now have a Tracer radio, I bought a Tracer receiver. Yep, Chris, you just keep telling yourself that. So I picked up a Tracer Nano receiver. I don't know where I'm going to put that thing yet, but I will find a place to put it. Because I'm gifted like that. Got a meeting in 5 minutes. Okay, well, you have a good meeting. Have a meeting about a meeting and discuss it in the next meeting. That's how it works with meetings. Fun fact, CH equals Switzerland, and Switzerland is neutral. Is Crossfire getting old? No, Crossfire is not getting old. I have no desire to switch away from the Crossfire. I like the TVS product line. I have no intent of moving away from it anytime soon. I think there's a little too much hype about some things, but we'll have to see how that plays out. I've been looking at the Express LRS and getting the firmwares on them. And that's going to be a Sunday project where I have nothing going on and just sit and can concentrate on the project at hand. But and Eat More Possum is about to go fly to sunset. Well, I tell you what, you want some sunset footage, we can help out with that too. I have no idea how good that's going to play back, but we're going to try it anyway. So I've also get to play with my CADX Peanut camera for the first time on Saturday. And this is actually some footage that I just rendered out. This is just one flight, unedited. This, as raw as it gets coming out of the camera. Actually, when you get it out of the camera, it's in a square format. And then you go into the studio, into the 360 studio, and you play it. Now, put it in your 16 by 9 or 9 by 16 or 1 by 1 form factor. I can actually show that here in a second too. Is it stuttering? Let's see, what are we doing here? Why is this not caught up? Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I'm pushing a lot of data on a little bitty. Yeah, that's not gonna work, is it? But hey, there's you some sunset right there. We'll just look at the beautiful sunset. Oh well, I wish it would play back better. It plays fine on my end and then my StreamYard, but StreamYard just can't handle it. I might have to come up with. I might have to reduce it down to 17 or 720p. What I don't know exactly what all there's a bunch of adjustments when you go to render it, and I forget what all that was. I wonder if this is going to play any better. So I'm going to just play the raw square footage. Let's see. So this is what it looks like when you actually download it from the card or from the camera into your computer. Let's see here. Is this stuttering too? What the heck is going on here? What the heck is going on here? All right. Well, this is the low resolution preview file. I was hoping this would get through a little better, but you get the idea. So you get this. This is basically the whole sensor. And then when you go into the app, you actually cut out the 16 by 9 one way or 9 by 16 the other direction. I'm just going to stop it here. But you get the, at least you get to see what it looks like when you go to so you get that out of the camera, and then the Insta360 Studio software, you can change it over. And actually, there's more stuff that you can do on the app on your phone that you can do in the Studio app on your computer. So I'm still playing around with it. I have not really had time to really sit down and deal with it yet. What I did have time for, though, is I made up a few different mounts for this thing. So originally, this one I found on Thingiverse. And this one is well and good, except when you tilt it back, you lose a bunch of space and it cuts into your battery space. So I decided I'd come up with this thing. And you can see where the mount goes back versus this one comes straight down. This one sets back, gives a little extra room. And then I found out the magnet likes to fly off too. So I come up with this little vertical strap, and it fits into your standard GoPro mounts. I don't know what that other mount that they sent with it when you buy it and what they were thinking, but anyway, so here's this little strappy mount, and it holds on this magnet part right here where you can plug in your USB plug and plug that into your balance port on the battery, and you power, and you kind of can see on the side there that LED kind of peeks out on the side, so you can see enough of it to make out what's going on with this thing. So I kind of like this. I like the protection this offers. When a peanut is sitting in there, it allows for some protection around the perimeter. And I guess if you wanted to, you can always put a cable tie around it. Let's see where my cable ties. Where are my cable ties? There they are. So we'll use this little booger. Yep, that's a little short. Yep, there's a cure for that. So we can put a cable tie around it, hold everything in place. Of course, these days where weight is everything, Let me nibble this off real quick. All right, there we go. Now it's pushed forward, give some room for the batteries, and it holds the little magnet in place, and it don't go flying. Now the question is, do we get this out of here without, whoops. See, you can pull it out without having to cut the cable tie. Get in there. There we go. And put this little boy back in here. Come on. All right, let's throw some stuff on, shall we? Oh, what a pain in the butt this is turning out to be. Yep, there we go. It works. So, bada boom, bada bing. She's back in there. So, that one or this one, if you need to save some weight, this thing is only like 3 grams. I will upload all this stuff to Thingiverse. So if you have a 3D printer, you can. I said it's a little short, but there's a cure for that. Yep. And that's what she said. So now this will work. This will hold on. And then here I got one mounted. This is actually a base for a baby hawk. And it's got the bolt so you can adjust it, adjust the tilt of it as you need it. So that's going to be my little contribution on Thingiverse. And let's see what else. We got some nuts and bolts here because I need to replace some screws on my 3-inch belt. Yeah. And we got one more box because now we have a fancy new radio. We need a bag for it. And I just couldn't help myself. I saw this thing and I had to have it. Yep, they have the ethics bag for the ethics radio. Let's see if it fits. That's the biggest question. Does it fit? I'd say it fits pretty damn well. When is my Baby Hawk 2 coming? I don't know. I can't make up my mind between the Baby Hawk 2 HD or the Diatone 35. What's that? The FF35? Yeah, that's. How about that? Fits in there with the crossfire, with the diamond antenna. And it even has handles. I mean, Chris, I know you got a thing to Dropship. I guess that'll remain to be seen as a drop proof. Did you already print yourself, Ben? Did you already print yourself out one of these bases for your baby hawk? If not, I'll print out another one and bring it with me. I guess we'll see each other at Spin Up. All right. Paul has got to go. He's got to go to work in the morning. And the weather in the UK sucks. And I've been hearing that from a number of people. Who was the other guy that's trying to fly stuff over there? I think Painless and Ogborn both were commenting on weather. So well, we'll see if we get a chance to fly. Manny, there's one thing you know about me. I don't run. I don't have to. That's the Insta 360. Well, the Insta 360 Go 2 is slightly smaller than the Cadex Peanut. They're basically the same camera. I think the Peanut has a slightly bigger battery in it, so they made the housing slightly bigger, but it's not by much. I'd say, what was it in length? 1.5 millimeters in difference. So it's not much size difference, just enough for the go-to mounts not to work with the Peanut and vice versa. And the Peanut comes with a mount that, in my opinion, is absolutely flipping worthless. They give you this little thing, and if you can see, it's all offset and not working to where you can make it put it in a GoPro mount, especially because the screw for this is a 3mm screw. The GoPro mounts use 5mm screws, so you can't use the screw from one and the other. And I don't know why they designed it like that. Now they do come with 2ND filters. The Peanut does come with 2ND filters, 8 and a 16, if I remember that right. And that'll be my next step, is fly it with ND filter on it and see what that does to the footage. I think ND8 for me down here is going to be in order. So anywho, how about them Cowboys? And I'm not a guy to keep up with football. So, but I understand they're doing really good this year. Hey, well, we're trying to... So I was looking a hotel room for Austin. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I used to live basically on the other side of the street from the rec center, sort of, in an apartment complex several years ago. Well, I went on Airbnb to see 4 room, and wouldn't you know it, I found a room, in the very same apartments that I used to live in. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, when did I live there? Shoot, that was in 2012, so 9 years ago. I lived in those apartments. Just kind of a funny coincidence how that happened. But at $48 a night, it's a lot better than the $200 and some dollars at the Spring Hill. So. It's difficult being a Dolphins fan. Oh, football team. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know. I don't keep up with football. I just have to listen about all the Cowboy stuff at work. And we got Jim Stroning in the house. Good evening, sir. Maddie is driving from South Florida straight through to Hammond, Johnny Droneflyer's house. Yeah, I don't watch the only thing that I will sit down and watch is actually Formula One racing. And I piddled around too long and missed my chance to get tickets for the Formula One race next weekend in Austin. And I've got other commitments for Saturday, so I don't know. I might try to score a ticket for Sunday for the actual race and see what I can't come up with. Too busy always watching freaking YouTube. Amen. Yeah. I found out you gotta dose yourself with YouTube, or you'll be on that thing literally 20 hours a day. So let's see, did I miss anything on my? Nope. We got all that. Anybody got any questions about anything? Running any problems? You're working at F1 tomorrow and Thursday. Setting stuff up. Been doing a bit of ham radio too. Yeah, I can't do any more ham radio business. Matter of fact, my ham radio stayed with my ex-wife. Well, it wasn't ham, it was CB, but sideband and all that. Harley, if you are working on DaVinci Resolve, the best thing I can tell you is YouTube has a bunch of tutorials about the different DaVinci functions. Don't try to take it all in one sitting because that thing is so complex you'll never remember it. Sunrise being a video tech at Formula One. So if the pictures don't come out right from F1, we know who we have to thank. Beat on. How do I bind an SPI FR Sky as I've only done XM Plus on my Tyrannus Q7? FR Sky, I think you have to push the button on the receiver and turn on the power. Is it a built-in SPI built on a flight controller? Yeah. If we there's the comment of the evening right there. Harley, I use DaVinci, but I usually it's on the Flywoo Nano. It's at that baby Nano. I think that's built in. So it's going to be fun pushing the button and plugging in the battery at the same time. But yeah, no, the SPI free SPI doesn't bind any different than you might be able to use a bind phrase and a CLI tab punch in RX_bind. That should put it in the binding mode. It's not a UFO. It's Chris playing football. Yeah, go in a CLI tab on Betaflight. I have anything to plug into Betaflight right now. Yes, I do. Hold on. I've got some here. We'll plug this out. Let's see. Betaflight configurator. So I've got this little nugget here. All right, COM12 connect. All right, let me add that to the screen. Let me take that back off. And then down here on the bottom and CLI, I'm just type in here RX_bind and hit the enter key, and you should be in business. So. Anyhow, yeah, this is unplug this thing again. This will be the flight controller for my 4-inch build with the 1505 motors. This one doesn't have an SPI on it. No. This is just your Flywoo Goku 745 flight controller. On some boards, the bind button is actually at the bottom of the board. I just saw that on a J-Hamku board. They have the boot and bind button on the bottom of the board. So if you have no bind button, you definitely have to go into CLI and do the RX_bind. What version of Betaflight is it on? Do you know? Might want to look. because that makes a difference. There's RX bind, and there's just bind. So now this so mine here does not have a built-in receiver, and I do have a small whoop here with a built-in SPI. And what did I do with this? Pretty sure this one had a button to push. This is an SPI. I think I did this. There's the boot button. Thought this thing had a bind button too. I must have done the SPI and RX underscore bind on this one too, because this only shows a boot button and no. Yeah. Let me see. Where's the box of this thing? We had instructions for this. And no, this one has a bind button. I just don't. Okay, there it is. It's right next to the. Okay, this one had a bind button. So according to this procedure, press and hold the bind button for 1 second, then plug in USB, and the USB will actually power. So you gotta push the button and plug it in, and that brings in the power to it. So you don't have to deal with having to plug in the battery, because that's a real pain in the neck. So SPI, yeah, it should work. Yeah, you've got the latest beta flight on it. Baby Nano is, yeah, it's a newer drone. You should be just fine. You should be fine. So, well, we can also go look and see what Flywoo has to say, because Flywoo is pretty good about giving us all the info that we need. All right, Flywoo. Look at the new products. That's probably what I think is out. One is, yeah, that's not the one we want. That's a digital version. We don't want that. Is that it? Let's see what they have in there for. Oh no, this is not. Yeah, I figured you have analog. I'm just trying to find the. Why is it so hard to find? There we go. Nano baby quad. Okay, back in stock. There we go. We found it. And what do I use for a board on it? Yeah, built-in LEDs. Let's see what the backside looks. There's a bind button. There you go. Let me make this big and make this big. And you can see right there in the middle, you see the bind button. So it's just behind that arrow where the arrow points to the front. Then you see big silver square and then a couple little ones, and then there's a bind button. And it'll be to on your Tyrannus. It should be a D8. Yeah, it is tiny. I mean, I would actually consider getting that thing too. The baby hawk. Yeah, it's a cutesy little flyer. This one. Well, instead of using your fingers, use some like these things right here. The old. Oh, hold on. Let me make myself bigger again here. All right. Just use the tip of a tweezer and punch down on it. I should go fly our baby hawks. Yeah, I don't have a baby hawk right now. The only thing I have in baby size is yeah. This is my baby size right now. And this thing is a ton of fun. I tried to fly between Chris's legs, but that didn't work out so hot. We didn't quite make it. Luckily for him, I decided not to punch out. You're welcome. Yeah, I bought the P16 to fly around the house. Yeah, Gep RC Thinking P16, or the Thinking Pig, as Captain Drone called it, Thinking Pig. I mean, P16 Pig could be, yeah. I have a digital Pavo, but Tiny Nano look like great flyer. Yeah. I'm hearing a lot of good things about this thing. There was a lot of reviews on this, and they all seem to be pretty positive on this. $20.4 grams. Wow. Yeah, the P16 is a 3S. You can fly it on 2S. If you fly it indoors, it's better to fly it on 2S. Doesn't give it as much punch, but it runs on these little tiny 300 milliamp hour 3S batteries. I mean, they're absolutely tiny. Speaking of which, I need to order some more of those too. Or my supplier of choice, Mr. Fire Drone. Let's see what Mr. Fire Drone has to offer for batteries for my B16 3S. High voltage. Let's try not to use high voltage if we can. 380 high voltage. 450, 300. This should do it. Wonder how much the 450s weigh. 44. Jeez, that's gonna be a little heavy. Yeah, I'll need to order a pair of these right here. Let me add this in here. I'm probably gonna order some of these. And I do have an XT30 connector on these, so. And for the 2S batteries, I actually bought a couple of Tattoo, what are 450s, 550s. Yeah, I bought these right here. 30 grams, 550. Makes it fly pretty tame inside. The 3S flying inside is a little touchy. On 2S, yeah, Tattoo's got good batteries. Unfortunately, they don't offer too much on the way off 3S, small 3S batteries at this point. Let's see, what's the smallest? 3S smallest is 450. Well, then again, we could see what Tattoo has to offer straight off of their website, because Tattoo has a bunch of batteries that a lot of the resellers don't carry. Case in point, Tattoo makes a very nice 754S battery that makes it a little easier to hit the 250 gram mark on some builds. But you see hardly any of the resellers actually have them in stock or even offer them. So if you just right there on the 4S, and you need to save a little weight to make it back under that 250 grams threshold, here's the ticket right here. Well, let me make this bigger so we can all see. 84 grams. That's 20 grams lighter than 850 batteries. So, well, yeah, you hit a battery hard enough, it will blow up. That's just fact of life. Which is why I had to buy some button head screws, because on the bottom of that 3-inch, it has socket head screws, and one of them buried itself on the side of my 650 battery, and I actually had to throw it away because it had a bad cell in it. Not good. Not good at all. 656S battery is, not exactly cheap either. So, but let's see what Tattoo has in the way of let's see what they have in the way of 3S batteries. Nope, that doesn't work. 3S 300. Let's see what that does. One S batteries, 8,000. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Capacity 300. Yeah, the only battery Tattoo carries for 300 milliamp hour is 1S battery, but nothing. And a 2S or 3S. My Facebook link does not work. Which Facebook link are you talking about? And welcome, Russell. Let's see. Oh, I see. I'll have to fix that. I shall fix it. Thanks for letting me know, though. Let's see. YouTube. I wonder why it's not working. There, I've put the link in there. Let's see. But I can't update. I'll update the description later. But I put the link in the chat. So. Anywho, time flies when you're having fun. I think it's time to call it the night. Thanks again, Russell, for letting me know. I will fix that after a while, and I shall do better in the future. And if y'all don't mind, hit the old thummy uppy button. I really want to know why my YouTube feed ain't keeping up with me. Anyhow, it's time to call it the evening. It's time to go grab some dinner. I thank y'all for joining me tonight, and we shall do it again. No, I converted my thumbs downer button. Thumbs downer guy. I gave him choices. You know, life is all about choices. You know, it was either thummy up or thummy broke. So he had a choice to make. All right, Harley, have a safe day at work. For the rest of y'all, have a good evening, and we'll see y'all next Tuesday at the same time, 5:30, and we'll see what. Let's see. Tomorrow we'll have the release of that first DJI product, whatever that is, the Osmo Pro, whatever. Have fun with that. Not my wheelhouse at all. So DJI Action 2 I might be interested in, but right now I'm really happy with the Cat X Peanut. File size is manageable. I mean, okay, 2560 by 1440 is not your 4K resolution, but 2.5K, if you just post on YouTube, is plenty. Or you just want to show your buds, that is plenty. So anyway, y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining me here, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 5:30. Have a good one. Good night. Bye-bye.